Hey Stoic soul, you, the one who's always reaching, bracing, holding your breath like life is about to land a punch. You wake up already tired. You scroll. You compare. You call it self-care. But in reality, you're chasing stillness in a storm that lives inside you. The world tells you that to love yourself is to consume, to distract, to escape. But you know there is another way, a path of discipline, clarity, and quiet power. The Stoics called it virtue. Today, we call it coming home. If you're ready, breathe deep. Leave the world's noise at the door. Tonight, you'll learn not just how to survive your mind, but how to master it, with 15 self-care Stoic habits that will make you unstoppable. Your first battle is always with yourself, before the world knows you're awake. The Stoics began their day with self-examination, not to judge, but to witness. Who are you before you become who they want to see? You roll from sleep straight into judgment. Already failing some imaginary test. Pause. Here is your mirror. Here is your power. The day bends to your self-perception, or it breaks you. You pad into the bathroom, squinting at your waking reflection. This is your first, truest confrontation. You ask, in the gentle silence, am I already performing, or am I just being? The mirror has no filter, not even that one Instagram story setting that makes everyone look like a healthy glazed donut. The Stoics would say, start every day by meeting your face. Not the face you present, but the one that's actually fixing its own hair, while wondering how alarm clocks became legal. Now, take a deep, slow breath. Inhale the calm. The world wants you to rush, run toward your phone, your emails, someone else's agenda, some burning obligation. No, start by checking in with the soul behind your eyes. Marcus Aurelius asked, are you up and ready to accept your fate? Let's modernize. Are you ready to accept your FaceTime fate? Today, your first task is not to conquer the world, but to acknowledge your own humanity, all its urges to hit snooze and then snooze on your meaning too. Notice the way your mind leans towards self-criticism, like a poodle chasing its own tail. Self-examination does not mean cataloguing every new blemish or counting the number of hairs doing their own thing, which, for some of us, is all of them. It means observing the interior landscape. Am I dreading today? Am I hungry, or just emotionally snacky? What's the weather in here, inside the fortress of my skull? Feelings and thoughts swirl, demanding attention. Label them, as the Stoics would. Emotion is wind, not architecture. I feel anxious. Label it. Don't become it. I'm worried about that presentation. Name it, then let it drift by, like watching your neighbor's dog miss the fetch 3 times in a row. It's okay. Emotion is a passing guest. You're the host, offering tea and detachment. The law of the morning mirror is this. How you see yourself, unarmed and unfiltered, is the lens through which you will interpret reality. If you're already critical, life will seem hostile. Every traffic light a personal insult. Every minor setback a cosmic prank. If you're gentle, life softens, or at least you won't yell at your coffee for being too hot. Good morning, Sisyphus. No, you cannot roll your boulder back into bed. Stoic self-examination is not self-flagellation. It's not a montage of every embarrassing thing you did in high school replaying before you brush your teeth. It's simply noticing. The unexamined day is a day lived at the mercy of moods, unpredictable as a group chat at midnight. Think of it as the opposite of doom scrolling through your own flaws. The humble act of looking at yourself and saying, this is me, before the world can Photoshop me. As you stand before your mirror, remember that everyone you admire, Seneca, Epictetus, that weirdly productive neighbour who composts, faced their own reflections and their own mounting anxieties. They too had mornings when putting on pants felt like an Olympic event, yet they chose to direct their first waking thoughts inward, to take the temperature of their minds, to notice, today, am I letting the world shape me before I even remember I have a self to shape? Your face in the mirror is not an adversary. It's your opening dialogue partner. Say good morning. Smile, even if it looks ridiculous. The law of the morning mirror is not that you must be perfect before you exit the bathroom, but that you notice who steps out. That awareness is your secret armor, softer than steel, and infinitely more comfortable than skinny jeans at 7 a.m. The day will start with you for better or worse, so let's start by actually meeting yourself, long before the rest of the world gets its shot. You crave distraction more than you crave peace. You reach for your device, your favorite poison, anything to avoid 5 minutes alone with your own mind. But Epictetus warned, no man is free who is not master of himself. Real self-love isn't escape, it's confrontation. The habit is simple. Choose the disciplined act, not the easy one. The moment you stop chasing dopamine, you discover what you actually need. Unfortunately, your brain doesn't care about what you need. It chose its favorite flavor, dopamine, a long time ago, and it's been binging ever since. Dopamine isn't the villain. It's just an accidental pusher with a clipboard full of questionable surveys. Did you enjoy that TikTok video? Would you like to watch 27 more? Here's a notification about bread. You like bread. Your nervous system, meanwhile, is somewhere in the background, waving a Stoic handbook, begging you to read Marcus Aurelius instead of the side effects of that new viral soda. Modern Stoicism is less toga party and more gladiator training for your willpower. Picture your mind as a toddler, loose in Target, with a credit card. Every shelf has glittery new stimuli, memes, likes, potato chips molded into ducks. Discipline, the dignified adult in this scene, doesn't yell. It calmly holds your hand and says, let's buy only what we need. No, you cannot have 12 fidget spinners and 3 existential crises. Put them back. The toddler screams. You keep walking. The Stoics taught that self-control isn't a joyless grind. It's freedom from the tyranny of your inner goldfish. Pick one micro moment today. Instead of reaching for your phone, feel the itch, notice it, and let it be. That's a Stoic push-up. Not glamorous, but Olympic level for your brain. Each time you pause, you train your neural pathways to respect the gentle muscle of discipline over the jump scare of dopamine. You're not banning pleasure, you're just unfollowing excess. Seneca would have a field day with your 15 browser tabs at 2 a.m. lifestyle. He might say, you are everywhere except where you are, so you are nowhere. Focus, in Stoic terms, is budgeting your attention like it's the last Wi-Fi signal on Earth. When you say no to dopamine-fueled distractions, you say yes to what actually matters. No one asked for your high score on Cookie Clicker, but that book you've wanted to read, that project you keep shelving, that conversation you keep postponing with yourself, that's where discipline plants its roots. Of course, the brain rebels. You'll rationalize. Just one video, just one snack, just one scroll through your ex's Instagram, purely for research. But this is where Stoicism slides in with the comedic energy of a librarian who's seen it all. Is this essential? If the answer is no, but it's hilarious, discipline smiles. We're human. Have your laugh. Then remember, indulging isn't the problem. Unchecked indulgence is. Discipline takes you up the mountain. Dopamine rolls you down it on a pool float. If you ever doubt your capacity for discipline, remember, Your ancestors survived saber-toothed tigers with little more than a loincloth and a bad attitude. You, faced with a low battery warning and 1 bar of Wi-Fi, act like it's the end times. Practice pausing. Delay the urge. You're not eliminating joy. You're reclaiming choice. You become a little less squirrel, a little more sage. Discipline isn't about suppressing joy. It's about spacing joy out so you can actually taste it. If you always feed the dopamine wolves, they multiply. Starve them and you start to see your real self emerge, a little weary, slightly confused, but gloriously free. One deliberate action at a time, you trade your dependency for dignity. Epictetus would be proud. Or at the very least, he'd like that your screen time turns stats. You're addicted to explaining yourself. Your life is a courtroom, and you're the defendant, always on trial for being too much, too little, too quiet, too loud. But the Stoic's tongue is his shield. Silence is not absence. It's authority. Each day, practice holding your peace. Speak in deeds, not explanations. Watch how your dignity grows where your justifications die. Imagine a world where every apology, justification, and elaborate clarification simply evaporates, like socks disappear in the dryer. You're left standing there, a little confused, but lighter. Suddenly, a magical thing happens. The quiet isn't awkward, it's magnetic. People start filling in the blanks with their own narratives, and, in case you're wondering, their reality is often much funnier than anything you could defend. You don't need to explain why you brought carrot sticks to a pizza party, or why your laugh sometimes sounds like a duck being tickled. Your silence becomes a moat around your inner citadel. Only those with the courage or the carrot stick curiosity to cross it will ever know the stories within. Silence, to the Stoic, is not a lack of opinion. It is the ultimate mic drop. Marcus Aurelius didn't reply to every critique. Epictetus, famously chatty with wisdom, also mastered the craft of knowing when to ration his syllables, as if every consonant cost a gold coin. Imagine nodding sagely when someone says your favorite color is beige, when in fact it's laser beam yellow with secret disco sparkles. You seem so mysterious, they'll murmur. No, you're not. Your mind's just on airplane mode, drifting above the clouds with zero turbulence from needless disclaimers. Let's be honest, modern life loves noise. You scroll through a swamp of hot takes, clapbacks, and subtweets. The world is suffering from comment section syndrome. Be the rare creature with an endangered aura, the silent giraffe among squawking geese. The one who, when you enter a group chat, types nothing, and instantly becomes more fascinating than an unopened message notification. Your power. You make words valuable by using them sparingly. Of course, silence doesn't mean taking a lifelong vow of monkhood and living under a rock, unless you really like rocks. Instead, it's about deploying your explanations like a ninja dispatches smoke bombs, rarely, precisely, and only when absolutely necessary. The cashier thinks you're buying 12 limes for a key lime pie. Smile. Little do they know you're sculpting a citrus castle in your freezer, because honestly, who authorized key lime pie as the only socially acceptable lime-related project? Your silence, plus a hint of a sly grin, invites curiosity, but never demands closure. In every conversation, sense when your urge to defend or explain rises up. Let it wash over you. Feel that tingling in your chest, a little itch to fill the silence. Don't scratch it. Just for tonight, allow the moment to be awkward. Awkwardness is the compost from which mighty Stoic forests grow. Eventually, the desire to overshare becomes as silly as explaining your dreams to your houseplants. Pointless. And frankly, the basil doesn't care. And what of power? Even emperors wield silence like a royal scepter. with each quiet pause, you declare, I owe you nothing but my presence. You move with the gentle confidence of someone who's read the whole script and knows the twist ending. Most people only hear their own lines, anyway. Tonight, as you drift towards sleep, imagine yourself stepping into the shoes of ancient philosophers, sandals optional, where every word is weighed, and silence is the precious coin. Guard your inner courtroom. Dismiss the prosecution. Let the jury of public opinion chatter while you rest easy, knowing that sovereignty doesn't argue. It simply is. So breathe in. Let silent sovereignty settle like a crown atop your thoughts. The more you practice, the more effortless your reign. And, in a world of noise, the true ruler is the one who chooses, masterfully, not to speak. You treat sleep like a luxury, as if exhaustion were a badge of honor. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive. But precious things need protection. Through ritual, not neglect. Guard your sleep like a sacred boundary. Your power is restored in solitude, in softness, in surrender to rest. A true warrior picks their battles." Let tonight's adversary be a rogue thought sneaking across the pillow trenches at midnight. You don't need to swipe at it with an imaginary sword. Just nod, acknowledge its bravery, and let it pass. There's no victory in wrestling your brain into submission at 2 a.m. And Marcus would much rather you took up arms against insomnia by putting down your phone. So holster your device beside your proverbial sandals. If something is urgent, it will still be urgent after 8 hours of blissful unconsciousness, ideally minus the existential dread. Remember, even ancient Stoic generals had to hang up their helmets at the end of the day. Picture Marcus brushing the dust from his armor, muttering to himself, "Even emperors need their beauty sleep." Why? Because the mind, like a pair of fancy Roman sandals, comes apart at the seams if overworked and under-rested. If bedtime is the single parade you always skip, it's no wonder your army of thoughts keeps staging late-night uprisings. Let your night routine become a gentle rite of passage from the arena to the oasis. Light a metaphorical lantern, not a blue light special. Wash your face as if you're erasing the day's battles, those pesky work skirmishes, surprise life ambushes, and social misunderstandings that hit harder than any gladiator's fist. With every brushstroke, you're clearing a space where tomorrow's calm strategy can grow. Slip between the sheets with all the gravitas of a Roman senator casting a vote for dreams. The bed is not a conference room, nor a wrestling mat for tomorrow's anxieties. It is your sanctuary. Here you are untouchable, a magnificent slumbering beast in the wilderness of your own repose. The universe can conduct its business meetings without you for a few hours. Let your pillow be a diplomatic envoy between your worries and your will to rest. Breathe in, slowly, as if you're collecting the night's cool wisdom. Exhale, releasing whatever heroics are still clinging to your shoulders. It's tempting to replay every blunder and missed opportunity, but tonight, practice the Stoic art of not caring, at least until sunup. Try, just for now, to imagine your concerns have been neatly stacked in a corner like wooden shields. There when you need them, but out of your sleeping quarters. If your thoughts keep clamoring for attention, speak to them like a benevolent emperor dealing with unruly officials. Thank you for your passionate presentation, but I'll get back to you after the Dream Council has concluded. You deserve the sort of sleep that only the most resolute, resilient, ridiculous warriors allow themselves. Because the day's true hero is not the one who fought the longest, but who knew the value of the evening's ceasefire. Allow the gentle hush of night to wrap you in its indistinct, velvety embrace. The world outside may be spinning with the urgency of 1,000 Roman chariots, but here, there is only the slow, certain turning of the earth beneath your bed. You are off duty, on pause, and ready to surrender, not in defeat, but in honor of the restoration that powers every great campaign. Sleep isn't the absence of battle. It's the foundation of strength. Close your eyes with the serenity of one who knows that tomorrow's challenges will arrive soon enough, and you'll meet them well armed, with the kind of wit, resilience, and unshakable calm that only comes from a night spent guarding your sacred boundary. People-pleasing is a hunger that never ends. You say yes because saying no terrifies you. What if they resent you? But according to Seneca, he who is everywhere is nowhere. Each no you speak is an act of self-creation. Stop being a background character in your own story. Boundaries are a love letter to your future self. Imagine your life as a garden, a serene place with the occasional squirrel, a beaming sun, and weirdly persistent dandelions that just refuse to quit. What if the gates to your garden were always open? Soon, everyone's traipsing through, planting garden gnomes where you didn't ask, or picking your last strawberry. No one's malicious, but before you know it, it's chaos. Boundaries are your garden fence, clear, gentle, and stylish enough to make the neighbors jealous. Setting boundaries doesn't mean building a fortress. It's more like installing a cute decorative picket fence with a sign that says, "Welcome! But please, take your shoes off and don't feed the hedgehogs after midnight." Marcus Aurelius didn't write, "Allow yourself to be trampled by every Roman with an opinion." As much as he loved peaceful unity, he also advised the tranquility that comes when you stop caring what they say or do, only what you do. It's almost like the ancient Roman version of "not my circus, not my monkeys." When you set boundaries, you're not shutting people out. You're inviting in only those who appreciate your garden. If someone tries to hop the fence and trample your petunias, you have full Stoic permission to hand them a polite but firm "no trespassing" sign. Now, let's address the bit where your insides quiver with horror, just thinking about saying no. Maybe your whole body goes stiff, like you're auditioning to play a lamppost in a local theatre's street scene. This is normal. Lines like, "Sorry, I'm busy," or "Actually, I need some time for myself," feel as if you're confessing to grand larceny rather than self-respect. Stoicism is not about being heartlessly detached. It's about holding steady in your priorities, even if your voice trembles a little. Seneca would likely roll his scrolls at our modern busyness. He wrote about the brevity of life and our tendency to waste it by scattering ourselves in 1,000 directions, mostly because we're worried about what others think. When you say yes to everything, what you're really saying is, "My needs and time aren't as important as pleasing you." That's like swapping your softest pillow for a pile of bricks because you didn't want to inconvenience the bricklayer. Setting boundaries is a radical act of choosing yourself. And in doing so, you leave behind the background character energy and step into the lead role. Yes, it can feel awkward at first. Your old instincts may want to duct tape your lips into a permanent, "Sure, I guess." But each time you choose to say no when you mean it, or gently redirect an overzealous garden visitor, your self-respect grows sturdier. In fact, the secret most people won't tell you. People might not like your new boundaries at first. They might do the emotional equivalent of shaking your garden fence, muttering about how unfair it is. But that doesn't make you unkind. In fact, the kindest thing you can do for yourself, for them, and for the hedgehogs is to honor where you end and someone else begins. To paraphrase Epictetus, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Or, in modern terms, people might call you selfish, But your peace of mind is worth more than another gold star from someone else's report card. So the next time you feel your inner people pleaser waking up, picture your serene, stoic garden. Remind yourself, boundaries aren't walls, they're invitations to authentic connection. Every no spoken in self-respect plants another rosebush for your future self to enjoy. And should some emotional raccoon try to tear up your petunias, just think, what would Seneca do? Likely, he'd sip his metaphorical herbal tea, fortify his garden gate, and get back to enjoying the shade with a content, slightly smug smile. You react too quickly. Anger, guilt, impulse, apology. Seconds later, regret. The Stoics paused between stimulus and response. There, they found their freedom. Take one breath, 2, 3. Practice the sacred pause. It's the difference between reaction and wisdom, between madness and mastery. Now, imagine your thoughts as very dramatic actors auditioning in the theatre of your mind. Anger, wearing an ill-fitting toga, bursts onto stage and shouts, "I demand justice," and maybe some loud door slamming. Guilt arrives right after, wringing its hands and muttering, "Maybe you shouldn't have eaten that cookie, or said that thing, or existed." Impulse skips in, juggling worry and enthusiasm, performing cartwheels and knocking over imaginary vases. And finally, apology stumbles in out of breath, ready to mop up the mess with frantic, overly elaborate bows. You might want to hand out Oscars for these performances. If only you could get them to quiet down. This whole spectacle usually happens in less than 5 seconds. The Stoics, ancient masters of emotional crowd control, offer a simple trick. Don't give the cast the spotlight before you've had a chance to check the script. Instead, as Seneca might recommend, slide into the pause. Think of it as the intermission. Nobody's allowed on stage yet. Inhale. Exhale. The audience, your better judgment, takes a sip of water and looks around. The big secret isn't found in instant action, but in deliberate inaction. A pause long enough for reason to amble in, stretch, and check Spotify for the right soundtrack. Marcus Aurelius would nod approvingly at the practice of turning 5 seconds of silence into a golden hour of self-respect. Aristotle may have claimed that excellence is a habit, but the Stoics add this twist. Pausing is the rehearsal space for all those excellent habits. When provocation comes knocking, like a spam call from unknown, number at dinner, instead of picking up, you let it ring a while. You don't have to RSVP to every emotional event sent to your inner calendar. Sometimes, the pause is only as long as the time it takes to microwave last night's pizza or struggle to remember what you walked into the kitchen for. That small gap is plenty of room for some light Stoic reflection. Picture the situation as a cartoon storm, all swirling clouds and lightning bolts, ready to douse your living room in chaos. But you're under an umbrella forged from tempered self-control, and maybe the leftover resolve you didn't use at the gym. Breathe. The rainstorm of feeling may pass without so much as a drip on your metaphorical sandals. Or maybe you'll just end up mildly damp but not swept away, which, in Stoic terms, is a wildly successful day. As you tread these moments between emotional tempests, remember, nobody curates their best life with finger-pointing or knee-jerk apologies. The best art is made in silence, the canvas waiting patiently for the true intention of the artist. When you master the pause, your paint strokes become deliberate, bold but calm, playful but wise. Your inner monologue might still resemble an over-caffeinated film director, but at least you're running the set now, not the other way around. The Stoics weren't joyless statues of stone in togas. They laughed, occasionally, loved, stubbed their toes, and probably got annoyed at slow chariots on cobbled Roman roads. The lesson was never to abolish feeling, but to ride the waves with enough space to pick your favorite surfboard. Maybe even do a trick or two if it pleases you. So next time emotion barrels in like a runaway Roman cab, offer it a seat, pour it a cup of herbal tea, and let it cool off before you decide what kind of show you want your life to be. Remember, mastery isn't a destination. It's that sweet, awkward, hopeful space between one storm and what you decide to do next. Validation is a currency that vanishes. You stack likes, you count followers, you measure your worth by the applause of crowds that don't know your scars. Remember, Marcus Aurelius never wrote for anyone but himself. Practice a day without performance. Seek virtue. Applaud your courage privately and watch how loud your soul becomes. We spend so much time auditioning for each other's approval. It's a wonder we're not all professional actors by now. You, yes you, lying there and drifting ever so lightly toward dreamland, could take home the Academy Award for most likely to feel bad when their text is left on read. It's not your fault. Our nervous systems are basically Wi-Fi signals, forever searching for connection, always alert to the bars, sometimes hidden in the basement of social media, desperately holding our phones to the ceiling, whispering, "Do they like me now?" Seneca didn't have TikTok. Epictetus never went viral, unless you count what happens when the Stoics get translated. And still, they wrestled the same demons. Am I good enough? Am I being seen? Their answer was to choose virtue over applause, internal praise over fluctuating metrics. Instead of counting heart emojis, practice counting the times you chose honesty when exaggeration would have earned more oohs. Catalogue occasions you stood up for your values, even when the world was sitting down. Did you return your shopping cart today? Stand up straight at work when nobody watched. Let these little victories become the standing ovation in the amphitheatre of your mind. Let's get practical, because the modern world is basically a massive validation trap disguised as shared experiences. That moment you humble brag, "I'm so tired from giving to charity all day," or artfully display your air-fried, gluten-free, ethically sourced quinoa bowl. You're not just sharing, you're wandering into applause territory. The Stoic alternative: live well and let your joy ferment in private. Make your decisions the way a chef blends spices. Subtle, balanced, not shouting, "Look at my bay leaf, everyone." Picture this: a Stoic strolls through the Agora, the ancient equivalent of Instagram's Explore page. He sees philosophers, merchants, a few street musicians on lyre and flute. Does he shout, "Like and subscribe for more virtue"? Hardly. He nods, breathes, recognizes his only judge is his own conscience. Virtue isn't a group project. Wisdom doesn't need an audience. Integrity happens in the tiny, invisible acts. The honest word, the returned wallet, the forgiveness you offer while you're still quietly fuming. You may wonder, isn't a little recognition harmless? Possibly. But like sugar in your tea, you soon forget what the tea tastes like. A life steeped in applause dilutes its very flavor until you can't tell the difference between virtue and performance. Whenever you crave someone's approval, pause and examine the why. Is it a longing for connection or a patch for insecurity? Is it a nudge to strive for higher ideals, or simply the echo of an empty room? Learn to catch yourself in these moments with warmth, not scorn. Even the most seasoned philosophers blinked at times, craving nods from their crowd of one. Here's your moonlit invitation. Try a day of invisible goodness. Compliment someone who will never know it was you. Pick up litter without filming a before and after. Write your journal with honesty, not Instagram captions in mind. Relish the quiet applause that radiates from within when you act in alignment with your principles. Notice how, at the end of such a day, you rest easier. Your mind is unburdened, your spirit light. The world for once can spin without your constant input, and you discover your own soul is a most loyal audience. So, when you shut your eyes tonight, let the cheers of the crowd fade into silence. Let the only applause be the gentle, thunderous approval from the part of you that chose virtue over validation. That, dear dreamer, is the only ovation that really matters. You cling to possessions, people, outcomes, gripping so tight you squeeze the joy from them. The Stoic loves without clinging, achieves without gloating, loses without despair. Today, gratitude is your shield. List what you could lose and remain grateful. Practice detachment, not to harden, but to love more purely and to live less burdened. Imagine your prized coffee mug, the one with the chits and side by. Adds character, which is what we say when we don't want to buy a new mug. You have named it Sloshalo, and it's witnessed the full spectrum of your caffeine-induced existential crises. But as Seneca notes, if it breaks, it wasn't yours forever. It belonged briefly to you, and now it's joined the great mug society in the sky, where all chipped mugs live happily ever after, probably gossiping about clumsy humans. Grateful detachment isn't indifference or coldness. It's waking up, seeing your phone still in your possession, the same phone you once prayed never to lose, feeling appreciation, and knowing if it was gone tomorrow, your value wouldn't vanish with it. It's mindfully savoring your favorite playlist today, even though Spotify's algorithm might replace it with a sea shanty phase next week. Nothing is permanently yours, not even your taste in music. The Stoics practice something called negative visualization. Picture, for a moment, the everyday comforts you cling to. The warmth of your bed, the smell of coffee brewing, your cat's judgmental stare. Now imagine these things could disappear. Gasp. Oh no, not the judgmental stare. But wait, what washes over you? It's not panic, but a simple, soft gratitude. These things are not owed to us. They are gifts rented to our lives for a while, sometimes lingering, sometimes vanishing before the trial period is up. Now, before bed, thank the universe for what you have, not as a shield against loss, but as an act of embracing the present. Hug your loved ones without the urge to keep them forever in bubble wrap. Cats deeply object to this, by the way. Laugh at your clutter, remembering each object is on a silent countdown to becoming vintage or mysteriously missing. This little absurdity can keep us light in spirit. The art of grateful detachment is the art of appreciating the colour and warmth of your world, with open palms, not clenched fists. Picture your life as a sandcastle at the edge of the tide. You pour your care into its towers, crafting, shaping, loving every grain. But you know the tide will come. Do you dread it, spending every moment in anxious defense? Or do you build with joy, crown your castle with a feather, and when the water comes, bow to the waves? So tonight, as you drift into sleep, whisper gratitude to the objects and people you love. Say thank you to the lessons that change you into the things and people departing, like socks vanishing from the laundry. In practicing grateful detachment, you find a paradoxical fullness. You love more openly and live less burdened because you've let life's river run without damming its flow. And remember, you are not a dragon hoarding gold, nor a Netflix subscriber hoarding continue watching shows you'll never finish. You are a Stoic in training, dancing through life with two hands, one open to receive, one open to let go, with gratitude as your dance partner, leading you softly through every change. Your mind is a battlefield, thoughts stabbing doubts, regrets ambushing hope. The Stoics journaled not for poetry, but for clarity. Write your chaos down. Name the fears. Expose the lies. Then, write the truths that endure. This nightly habit is not about documentation. It is about dominion. Imagine Marcus Aurelius, greatest emperor of Rome, lying in bed after a long day of imperial emails and scheduling gladiator appointments. There he is, squinting at his wax tablet, jotting down the existential equivalent of, "Dear diary, today I had 300,000 problems, but only 299,991 of them actually happened." Instead of indulging in palace gossip, Marcus would interrogate his own mind. What disturbed you today, my anxious little bundle of atoms? Maybe record a tally. 5 irrational rages, 3 misassumptions, and 1 unreasonable craving for olives. Marcus wasn't writing for historians. He was drafting a battle plan for the ongoing siege inside his skull. Tonight, take inventory of your own skirmishes. Maybe your inner critic has been especially vocal. Nice try, mediocre human. Way to fumble your presentation and forget your gym bag. Don't let this faceless adversary carry on unopposed. Pin their slander to the page like butterflies under glass. Write down every insult your mind hurls at itself. Marvel at their creativity. Couldn't even assemble furniture without creating a modern art piece. Then laugh at their drama. Next, demand evidence. As a Stoic detective. Ah yes, but did the world end because I spilled coffee on my shirt? Journaling is your safe house, your diplomatic tent where you sign temporary treaties with your inner worrywart before sending them back to the front lines tomorrow. Stoic writers didn't obsess over calligraphy or fountain pen ink. Seneca, for all we know, probably scribbled on whatever was handy. Papyrus, receipts, maybe that old shopping list from the chariot dealership. The point wasn't aesthetics, it was honesty. Feel free to be raw. Recount the daytime mutinies. Did envy rebel when you saw your colleagues' holiday photos? Yes, even if it was just 3 blurry shots of some questionable gelato. Did self-doubt run amok when you forgot someone's name for the 5th time, or when you mispronounced quinoa with misplaced confidence? Don't spare yourself. The goal is not self-flagellation, but self-awareness. The page asks only for sincerity and perhaps a touch of gallows humor. When you lay down your confessions and catalogue your catastrophes, follow the Stoic chain of command. Now, write the ration of truth. For every fear, list the facts that endure. You embarrassed yourself, so what? The stars did not dim, the sun punched in again for work the next morning. Fortune didn't give you a performance review at the end of the day. Call your bluff. Untangle what actually happened from what my mind told me happened. The gap between those two is where peace hides, usually behind a pile of exaggerated defeat. As you close your journal for the night, whether it's a beautiful leather tome or a grocery receipt taped to a cereal box, appreciate the victory. You fought the inner war with ink and wit. You did not let anxieties run feral through your mind unchecked. You mapped the battle lines and kept your dignity intact. Let each page stand as a record of resistance. The logbook of a ship sailing through stormy waters, helmed by a captain who laughs at thunder and turns trauma into tomorrow's punchline. Sleep. Knowing that your mind, for at least one night, has found a little sanctuary within the margins. You move through life either as a stampede or a shadow, rushing or shrinking, rarely present. The Stoics walked the world with deliberate steps, each act anchored in intention. Make movement sacred. Walk with your head up, your breath deep. Stillness is not the absence of motion, but the mastery of presence. Picture yourself tomorrow, shoes on, one sock slightly slipping down because apparently there's a universal law about sock migration. You're heading out, not sprinting as if you're being chased by your regrets, not tiptoeing to avoid the thunderous sound of existence, but simply walking. Each step is a stanza in a poem nobody else knows by heart. One foot, hello world. The other, here I am, not in a rush, not in retreat, but gently bulldozing through irrelevance. Most people walk leaning into tomorrow, their minds pirouetting indecisively between a to-do list and a meme about productivity. Stoicism whispers otherwise. Do not let your shoes drag your mind. Place every footstep like you're stamping an expedition in fresh snow. Light, but permanent. Instead of mentally scheduling your dentist appointment or reviewing that one embarrassing thing you said in 8th grade, become aware of the miracle that your body is moving at all. Breathe. Not the shallow, I live in a glass cube and only breathe during meetings breath, but a full draft, the kind that signals to your internal systems that life is not an emergency right now. Your heart, unhurried, beats the steady drum of now. Your spine aligns not just bones, but your priorities. You notice the texture of the air, the shifting weight on your arches, the choreography of limbs that carried ancestors across continents and empires, and more recently through supermarket aisles. Walking with purpose doesn't mean auditioning to play in Light and Jogger 3 in some cosmic drama. It means you have chosen not to waste your journey. You're not on autopilot. You are the pilot, the crew, and, shockingly, the passenger. Your attention is the real destination. Every mundane detail is suddenly embossed with gravity. The sidewalk crack becomes as important as the star overhead. The swing of your arm is deliberate, dignified, and, dare we say, unexpectedly elegant. Stillness in motion is not about moving like you're in a toothpaste ad, artificially serene with suspiciously white teeth, but about finding quiet inside you while the world keeps spinning outside. The Stoics, notoriously underwhelmed by spectacle, cultivated an inner hush amidst chaos. Epictetus probably never had to dodge e-scooters, but he knew the mind can sit still, even while the feet are dodging existential obstacles, and, occasionally, small pets on retractable leashes. Next time the world tries to convince you that hurrying is a badge of honor, pause. Remember Seneca's advice. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. With every purposeful step, you reclaim time surrendered to mindless motion. You stitch together patches of awareness until your walk becomes a meditation draped over your day. You may notice your mind wanders. That's okay. Gently return. Each step is a reminder. You are not a stampede, not a shadow, but a presence. You carry stillness, like a particularly calming and nonchalant backpack. You are movement without frenzy, presence without posing. And if you forget and burst out in a hurried sprint to catch your train, that's the universe giving you a bonus cardio session. Even the most stoic stumble. What matters is you remember to walk home with purpose. Tonight, you chose discipline over impulse, self-respect over performance, silence over noise. You are not a product to be consumed, nor a problem to be solved. You are the author, the architect, the sovereign of your peace. The world will tempt you to forget, again and again, to become background noise in your own life. But you remember now, every habit is a step towards dignity. Every decision is a vote for the person you might become. Rest easy, stoic soul. Self-love is not indulgence. It is the hardest, highest discipline. And you tonight are living proof. Sleep quietly. Sleep free. The war inside you is not unwinnable. Tonight, you chose discipline over impulse, self-respect over performance, silence over noise. You are not a product to be consumed, nor a problem to be solved. You are the author, the architect, the sovereign of your peace. The world will tempt you to forget, again and again, to become background noise in your own life. But you remember now, every habit is a step towards dignity. Every decision is a vote for the person you might become. Rest easy, Stoic soul. Self-love is not indulgence. It is the hardest, highest discipline. And you, tonight, are living proof. Sleep quietly. Sleep free. The war inside you is not unwinnable.